5 quick tips to help you crush your next bet. Sports betting can be extremely frustrating when you don't have a strategy or system in place. Use these 5 tips as your guide when you're evaluating your next bet. I use this strategy on every single bet that I place. No matter if you're betting on a league like Major League Baseball, where I've made over $3,700, a sports book like FanDuel, where I've made over $2,000, or just betting on markets like player props, where I'm up over $8,000, these tips are going to put you on the fast track to success. The first tip, and by far the most important and powerful, is identifying line movement from a sharp sports book. This is going to change your bottom line dramatically if you implement this right now. Let me show you. Reacting to line movement from a sharp sports book is an excellent strategy when you're positive expected value betting. You're placing one bet on one book. So over here on OddsJam's Plus EV tool, we're being recommended to bet Logan Gilbert over 6.5 strikeouts over at Ballybet. So you can see that we're getting a price at -104, which is massively off to Pinnacle at -143 odds. When I click into Pinnacle's box, what you're going to notice is they are the soft purple line down here at the bottom. And within the last hour, there has been significant movement from Pinnacle. From this point right here where they were at -120 down to -139, and they currently reside at -143. There's a lot of movement by a very sharp sports book in one specific direction. And so the idea here is that Pinnacle's odds or price isn't moving just for the heck of it. There's money and information flowing into Pinnacle that is making them adjust their price. So going after recreational sports books like Ballybet in this example, as you can see, they haven't moved at all. This is a very profitable strategy that you can utilize to make money. And when you're just looking and evaluating the positive EV tool over here at OddsJam, this is a green light indicator that you want to use. When you're implementing this strategy, utilize Pinnacle, Bookmaker, Circa as your sharp sports books. When you're looking to pick off the recreational sports books, these, DraftKings, Caesars, all of these books that I'm scrolling through, these are books that you're going to want to go after when it comes to using this strategy. Tip number 2 is you're going to want to use the rule of 10 and the rule of 20. And what do I mean by that? Well, for player props, you want to find a 20-cent difference between the book that's being recommended for you to bet on and the sharp sports books. So over here on DraftKings, looking at Josh Naylor under 1.5 bases in the Giants-Diamondbacks game, DraftKings has a price at -130. What's the difference between Pinnacle's price and DraftKings' price? This is a difference of 44 cents. Likewise, over here at Bookmaker, the difference is 35 cents between their price and DraftKings. Anything that is 20-cent difference or higher for player props, when you're looking at the recreational book compared to the sharp books, is an excellent strategy and a bet that you want to place. When it comes to money line spreads and totals, those main markets, anything that has a 10-cent difference or higher is a green light to wager on. Looking at this money line play at Hard Rock for this tennis player, you can see that we're getting -110 odds, while the difference between Pinnacle's price and Hard Rock's price is 22 cents. This would be a play that I would want to wager on and go after because it's over 10 cents of difference. For tip number 3, we're going to want to lean on certain sports books as our guide or reference, as they specialize in terms of their pricing and their odds. They're a bit more accurate than other books. This is no different than when I was in school. I really struggled in science, but I excelled in social studies. It's the same exact thing when it comes to sports betting. Back over here at OddsJam software, guys, if you want to try this software 1 week for free and then save 35% off your first month after the 1-week trial ends, use code BillyC. It'll be linked in the description. When we're betting on tennis, currently as of recording, Wimbledon is going on. It's an incredible time to bet on tennis. We want to lean on Pinnacle as our sharp sports book, as their odds are extremely accurate compared to the rest of the market. On the weekends, when we're looking to bet that UFC fight, we want to make sure that we're utilizing Bet Online as our sharp sports book. When it comes to the WNBA, and specifically for main markets and player props, I love to use FanDuel as my sharp book. They simply offer the highest limits possible, meaning you can get down the most amount of money, and typically the books that take the most money are going to be a lot sharper compared to some other recreational books. FanDuel is my go-to for the WNBA. When it comes to betting on Major League Baseball, one market that I love to attack that Pinnacle does not offer odds on are player hits, runs, and RBIs. And this is where I utilize Bookmaker as my sharp book. Attacking the recreational books, you'll find some excellent value with Bookmaker as your guide. Tip number 4, I love to utilize the low holds page, specifically filtering to Pinnacle to find some incredible sharp bets. Over here in my filter section, guys, I will just have the main markets teed up. The maximum percentage that I will take is up to 1%. Simply put, the hold percentage is how sportsbooks make money off of a particular market. The higher the hold percentage, the more money that flows into the sportsbook's pocket and less into your pocket. If we're looking at the first half money line play between the Tigers and the Nationals, and I grab Caesars odds and I open up a hold calculator right here, you're going to see that Caesars has a 6.23% hold on this market. That means that Caesars is trying to balance the money on these odds, because that means then they don't care who wins or loses the bet. They're going to pay out their winner, and then they're going to make back from the losing sports bettors a 6.23% return off of this market. So the lower the hold percentage, the more confidence a sportsbook has in a play. And when you can find plays under 1%, going after the recreational sports books matching up to Pinnacle, this is an incredible strategy that's going to provide you consistent, profitable results. If you found value in the content thus far, make sure to tap that subscribe button. Click that thumbs up button and click that bell notification so you don't miss the next video that we release. The 5th and final tip that's going to help you crush your bets is how much money you should be placing on these bets. And so for myself, guys, we just finished talking about the hold percentage, and on player props in general, there's typically a higher hold percentage than mainline markets. So when you see this recommended bet size, I always take this as a conservative number. Over here on Bet365, we can see the odds right here for Solano under on his player bases. When we pump in Pinnacle's odds right here for the over-under in this hold calculator, you can see that Pinnacle has just under a 7% hold. So when I'm looking at my recommended bet size for player props, I will either bet this recommended bet size or I'll wager 25% less than the recommended bet size to keep this on a conservative side. Remember, as I mentioned, the lower the hold percentage on Pinnacle, the more confident they are in a play. And so when I'm looking at mainline markets, like once again, this Phillies play, and I pump in Pinnacle's odds of 130, 151, you can see that this has just above a 3.5% hold. This is almost slashed in half to that player prop that we saw. So I have more confidence in my recommended bet size, or in this case, I would wager 25% at most above this recommended bet size because of how low the hold percentage is on this Phillies first half money line. Finding plays that have a low hold percentage is a subtle key to success. This is how you're going to find consistent results in the main markets. Because these sports books have more confidence in these plays, the lower the hold, the more confidence you should have when you're finding a play that has an edge. We are in the thick of it when it comes to baseball season. How's your strategy treating you thus far? If it's not living up to expectations, as I showed you earlier, I've made almost $4,000 this year just betting on baseball. Click this video right here that's going to walk you through my favorite markets that I love to attack, the sports books, the odds range, specifically what I look for, so that you can copy and paste this strategy today and start earning right now.